slouching, cave mountain, sticky shit, big nugs, weigh it up, I need a zip, what's that? Hey, what's that? Have you tried this? Mix and match, include the tax, okay, you the shit, hit the stove.
Hello, I am Kimmie Cannabis. We are here with the Canna Talk About It crew, Jenni, Ashley, and Kat, with our special guests, Asma and Caleb from Feel This.
Woo!
And just, you know, power couple badassery stuff.
Yes.
So we brought them on today to hear a little bit about what they have going on and stuff like that. So we're gonna find out a little bit about you guys. So
What we're doing.
are you from Oklahoma?
No, actually I was born in Kuwait, and my mom moved us here when I was 9. My dad was already here, and so I'm from across the globe.
Okay.
But I came.
You are from here? The destination was for you two to
you
meet.
to
then.
meet.
I know that.
Yeah, my dad was here, and he still is in Oklahoma. He's been here for a very long time, and that's what brought me to Oklahoma. Is I went to NSU after I graduated high school. I moved out of mom's and came to dad's, and that's what led me to Oklahoma.
Yeah. How long have you been here?
In the U.S. or in Oklahoma?
Well, in Oklahoma.
We've been back for 5 years.
Have you?
Yep. And then before that, I did 4 years, so 9 years altogether in Oklahoma.
Yeah. So do you like it here?
Yeah.
Do you?
There's a place in my heart for Oklahoma for sure.
Yeah. So you have like an amazing line, Feel This.
Yep.
So how did Feel This come about?
Well, whenever you're trying to like hand somebody something, you want them to try it on their hands. You're like, feel this. So. It started as Simply Bare LLC. So, you know, I wanted a transparent company because everything I make is organic and handmade. So, but when I got in the cannabis industry, I walked around the expos when it first opened up and we had all those events. So I'd have my butter and chapsticks with me and just tell everybody, feel this, feel this, feel this. So as soon as I was able to put THC in it, I rebranded to Feel This. It made sense.
And what goals do you have for Feel This? What's your passion that fuels Feel This for you guys?
Well, you know, there's one person in every household across the whole world can benefit from these products. So on this long journey, I had to focus and narrow down my why, but that's my why. I want to get it into everybody's hands, all the families.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yep.
Pause for a minute. We have a powered by. I know that people are wondering what we're smoking on while we're doing this. I don't want to leave this out.
Yes, we've got American Cannabis is our powered by sponsor, and they've got some Triple G and some gelato cake.
Oh, you know what I just did? I mixed up both.
You mixed it, yeah.
You're a rebel.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
Made your own.
I've known you for a long time, and I remember when she came into the very first store I got my start in, and I still have that jar of cream, and I saved it. I don't know why, because I'm a throwaway kind of person, but I saved it through multiple moves, divorces, and other things, and it's crazy that we're like back in each other's lives, and we have been through this industry, and so I believe in you and what you're doing, and
Thank you.
I carried my store. I love it.
Yep.
I need it.
I need it. Yeah, I need it. So it's like it's natural. So is it like safe, like for? I know. We just got a little bit of the coffee sugar scrub on the table, and we could eat it.
Yep.
I mean, like I ate it to clean it up real quick, and it was really good.
coffee.
She didn't lick the table.
Yeah, I didn't lick the table. I didn't. I was saying that would be hard to like clean my face with and stuff if I'm eating it all the time. You know,
It's so nice, and like especially in the summertime, if you've like got
As
a
lip
sunburn.
scrub is like, with the sunburn.
Like afterwards, you know, like use the scrubs, and like it totally like exfoliates all that extra skin off after you're peeling. You know, after a good burn.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I love her stuff.
I'm getting ready to carry it in the salon too. We just need to get together for
Awesome.
me to put that order in. So, because I know my clients will love it. I've been using the butter. It's amazing. And didn't you say that babies can use it?
Yeah, the whole thing started when I got pregnant. Like if we didn't have Sophie, you know, none of this would have happened.
Aww.
So,
Well, before Sophie, though, how did you guys meet?
my brother.
Oh, you trusted that. That was a good thing. You got lucky there.
They were pretty close. What's really funny is, you know, what a small world this is. I used to work at Telqua Daily Press. It's a newspaper company, and I would call the funeral home. He used to work at the funeral home, and I'd get like obituaries. So we talked on the phone for a long time before we even met. It was
Really?
pretty, yeah, it was pretty
That
cool.
was meant to be.
Yeah, and then I went through my divorce, and my brother introduced me to him. He was like, "Hey, you want to? You know, we partake. We're both patients. So first and foremost, that's how we got in the industry. Is we're patients. But he opened the door. We get there, you know, and he opened the door, and then he like shuts it, and he looks at me, and he's like, "Don't even think about it." And I was like, "Think about what?" And he was like, "This is my best friend." So we go inside, and I'm sitting there on the couch, you know, we're hanging out. And then Caleb looked at me, and he winked at me, and I was like, thought about it. Like, it was done. It really, that's literally how it went.
Oh, the power of a wink.
Yeah. And then, like, a little bit later, like, you know, we went and hung out at a party and all that. And then we went and had a Chili's dinner date, and that was it. It was, you know,
Yeah.
after we've been together ever since. So
That's
That's
awesome.
amazing.
That's awesome.
I love seeing power couples because I love being able to show everybody that it doesn't matter, like, you know,
Yeah.
where you guys come from, that you guys can still support each other and can make these moves, build that empire, create something for your families and your kiddos to like rely on, and the rest of y'all's families to rely on, like,
Yeah.
as you move forward.
I mean, at this point, I really have no choice. Sophie's like, she's all in, and she's 9 years old, you know, so she's got that full belief, that innocent belief in something, and
Oh, I love
at this
hearing
point,
that.
like, you know, and I look at, like, I can't even give it up if I wanted to, because Sophie wants a mascot, and she wants this, and wants, you know, like, so she's drawing everything out as she's growing up, and I'm just like making it happen.
The
like,
legacy is in front of her. Just
Yeah,
yeah.
that's awesome.
It
My
sounds like
my
she
little
sees
one
it
does
very
that
clearly.
too.
Mhm.
Katie will try and like color something,
Yep.
or she'll try and draw us something. And when we started doing the Canna Talk About It, she constantly was trying to ask Kim and Jenni, like, "Can we record a commercial? Can we do a commercial?"
Yeah, the kids.
They
Yeah.
love it. Once
Yeah.
once you get them
Yeah.
going with it, you don't want to stop because you don't want to.
it's your responsibility
Yeah.
at that point to
Yeah.
make it happen.
No matter
Yeah.
what
Breaking the
happens.
stigmas.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we got it
Absolutely.
put on us, like as little kids, like to think that it was a bad thing.
Yep.
You know, now I didn't personally, but people around me did.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know, now we fight that all the time, and for kids to just grow up educated that it isn't a bad thing, and plant medicine is helping in the form of creams, in the form of
Everything. It's a whole way of
everything.
life. It's a
Yes.
plant. Like, I'm trying to find ways to actually merge my skincare with the fitness industry, right?
Okay.
So fitness, health, you know, everybody, we pay attention so much to what we're doing on the inside of our body, what we're eating, how we're working out and stuff. It only makes sense that we, you know, try to incorporate the rest of the plant-based way of life, like just all the way around, the way we cook, what we partake in,
Yeah.
you know, just topically. So I'm a big advocate for it. I go to quite a bit of events, and I try to educate as much as possible, especially because there's a big stigma around hemp and marijuana. You know what I mean? A lot of people mix the two, and they're completely different plants. They do completely different things. There's some stuff that like blends in, but you know, a lot of people think you can get high off topicals. You cannot. Physically, you cannot get high off of topicals. I mean, especially with non-transdermal products, meaning they cannot enter the skin. So, or like they can't cluster. Yeah, and
Right.
like so it works
Yeah.
literally at cellular level up here, and there's still a big stigma around it. Like there's still a lot of
There's
still a long way.
tons.
There's still a long way to go.
There is lots of clients in my chair will think like I'll offer, because I'll have like a topical, even like a CBD cream. Like you want,
Yep.
like you're hurting today, you want to rub a little bit of this on
Yep.
your knee or something. Like, I'll
Oh,
probably.
No,
I'm like,
yeah, yeah.
I'm cutting your hair right now.
Yeah.
And you trust me, and you've been to me for 20
But if
years.
I put the topical on my knee, I'm not going to be able to try it. I'm so scared. I'm so worried.
Yeah.
Educate yourself
And
about
that's
cannabinoids because
Yep.
there's so many non-psychoactive
Well,
cannabinoids.
and like she was saying, each of those plants do something different. So it's the same thing with CBD and THC.
Yep.
They all
yep.
do something different. So you guys stay tuned, watch the commercial, and come back and check out what is coming on next.
In a rabbit hole, I found a fire leaf. From a regular, I'm a retiree. Yeah, we legal now, we don't have to hide the tree. I let this herb, I'm smelling. Must be urban wellness.
Welcome back, y'all, to Canna Talk About It. I'm here with Asma and Caleb with Feel This.
And I have a question before we get too far into all this. And I would like to know, what is the difference between CBD and THC as far as when it comes to skincare?
So that was part of my research. Why I went to, like, you know, so everything in the products is plant-based, right? I only use sugar, salt, butter, oils. I use herbs. There's no fragrance of any kind, no preservatives, no water, none of that. So if it doesn't grow in the ground, it's out of it. So that was like when the cannabis industry opened up, you know, I was in the car business, and I completely just walked away because I was so curious to see what would happen if I put CBD in the product. You know what I mean? And then, you know, the people I worked with were like, you won't. And I was like, watch me do it. So I did, right? And that brings me back to why it's Feel This. Because right after that, I quit my job. I was walking around saying Feel This, right? But THC is actually a big fat molecule, right? So when it comes to pain creams or transdermal patches, like, it's able to open up the skin so that THC can go inside. So, but otherwise, if it's not if it's a non-transdermal product, which is what this is, it can't go below. So it just kind of hangs out on top, right? You don't really want that in sunscreen, just sitting on top, because it's kind of like an oil that's too heavy for some people with sensitive skin. But it's such a low dose in there that you don't notice that until it's like over time, right? So I would put on THC sunscreen for like a week, and then I'd put on CBD sunscreen for a week, and I was my own test subject. But CBD actually goes in there and plays with your cell, with your skin cell. And it communicates with your CB1, CB2 receptors, because you have a whole endocannabinoid system on the outside. So CBD talks to it.
I get so excited.
Yeah, it's like our word,
Oh
right?
my God,
And
talk
then-
about it, baby, talk about it.
Right, and then I use hemp fats too, right? And that you get that, like, you know, so you know the people that make the carts and the extraction process, they throw it away. And I was like, there's gotta be, we gotta use
There's
it
so many
somehow.
nutrients
We gotta
in
use
it.
it somehow. So yes, so and you can use it for so many other things. But what I learned is plant fat connects to human fat. So when it does that, it hooks on. CBD talks, and then the oil blend does what it does, and then it's like just beautiful, right? So that was one of the reasons that I stepped away from THC in November. Like, I had to look at it as a business person, right?
Yeah.
It's so cool being in the cannabis industry. I'm an advocate. I've won 2 awards so far.
You have?
Yes.
What did you win awards for?
Best cannabis chapstick in the state of Oklahoma.
And I love your
Yeah.
chapstick.
And then I was
chapstick.
nominated, voted best CBD brand in 2021. So,
Very nice.
Very nice.
yeah,
Congratulations,
so those,
you two.
that was some hard work, so proud of it, love it, still a part of the community. I'm an educator, I'm a patient, so I have to share my experience, right? That's how you could open the doors with others, is to make them like, I know this, right?
Yeah.
So and I still make the chapstick with THC, but the whole line is now hemp based only. So full spectrum hemp is what I use, because I like to use the whole entourage.
And that's why I'll be able to put it in my space.
Yes.
As a salon spa person.
Yes.
Is because of that. So
Yeah.
Using
Well,
that whole plant
That was a part
is
of my,
great.
I like to use the word pivot, right? Just like you're in a boxing ring, if something doesn't work, like, life's gonna happen. You're gonna make mistakes. I failed so many times through this, but I would have failed if I would have gave up anyway, right? It makes sense. Like, you hear it all the time, but until you're like going through it and you're actually like, oh shit, I just fell down again. You got to pick it back up. So, I learned a lot, and now I built really strong relationships with a few massage therapists in Tulsa. I'm in a couple spas.
Good.
So I'm taking it and I'm putting it where you have these moms walking in looking for zero waste sunscreen.
Yes.
You know, so that because we still have such a long way to go, it's okay for me to take a step back and wait until the industry catches up until it's, you know, and then I could step back in it.
Well,
right?
yeah,
Yeah,
you're
100%.
creating that bridge.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
creating that
Yeah.
bridge, you know, so
And
we
the
can all come
education.
together.
It's a safe,
Yeah.
it's a safe product. Like, so it all started with Sophie, right? So when I got pregnant, my skin freaked out on me, and I had to make my grandma literally. She said, "Put warm olive oil and sugar and make it as a paste." And I did that, and I was like, "Oh, it worked." I had a Mexican girlfriend. You know, we're like military. We were young military like moms, and we were in Korea, so we were not even here. And she was like, "You should sell this stuff." I said, "No." And we had a spa party, kind of like Mary Kay.
Yeah.
They bought everything, and I was like, "Okay, I'm on to something." And that's what started the whole thing. And it's been positive this whole time. It's been such an amazing, like, just one thing after another. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so I'm excited for what's next. You know, I'm just kind of chilling now. I'm not
It sounds
doing
like
B2B. I'm just
big
building
things.
relationships.
Yeah.
So
big things are coming.
So,
It sounds
so
like.
with that, you know,
I was
I
gonna say,
recognize
yeah.
I recognize a great supportive husband when I see one.
Yes.
Because I have one myself.
Yep.
And
Corey.
these,
Yep.
Yes, so yes, Corey's great
Yes,
that way.
yes.
And like when you have a really fierce, badass businesswoman wife,
Thank
a
you.
lot of men can't take it. I mean, like, you
Yeah.
know, a lot of guys have
They can't hang.
egos and they can't hang it. So I have to say, you know, like, do you have tips for some of those guys? You know, we want to ask you.
I definitely, you know, I have my own ego. In the end, it's just about my family, and my ego is much less important than making sure they're taken care of. And
Right?
she's worth
He's,
it, you know.
yeah.
That's
He-
amazing.
Yeah.
I'll be falling off the cliff. Leave me be. And he's like,
No.
just say, you know.
Well,
just
when you
hang
said,
on
like,
to
you
me.
know, that up and down stuff in business, I mean, like, I have so many down days too, or where you get discouraged and stuff. And Corey is like my number one support system. And also in cannabis, there's not a whole lot of that you see
Yeah.
where it's real supportive from both ends.
Yeah.
Right. It's usually one or the other in the industry, and the other one kind of does some, you know, or yeah.
Yeah. And so this line is for everybody. Do you use this?
I use everything
Do
that
you?
she's made. Mhm.
Awesome.
She actually, the underarm bar,
Yeah.
she made that when I was in the military
Oh,
to help
okay.
with chafing when I rubbed.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now I
You
need,
live in
I'm
Oklahoma,
curious about the
guys.
underarm bar.
Every product has like its own little story, you know, like, so the butter is the one that's like, you can use it on newborns, use everything, anything skin, cuts, scrapes, burns, if it's red, hot. So what it does is it cleans and calms the skin down, you know, and it's gentle enough that everybody could use it. But the underarm bar, that was pretty cool because I'd make them, and I'd just, because he was in the field all the time, so I'd just send it with him. And it started with soldiers, but then it like, over time it evolved into, it's a natural deodorant. So it's comparable to Tom's or Native. but
I
it
need
doesn't
some
have
because I
baking
use
soda
natural
in
too.
it. Yeah.
Or aluminum.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
no
yeah.
aluminum, no
Okay,
baking soda.
aluminum in
I
the
just read that.
yeah,
I was
in
reading
women's
about that.
women's deodorant, the number one ingredient is aluminum, and they have found that is a big cause in dementia. Like patients with dementia and Alzheimer's have high levels of aluminum. That's what I've heard, anyways.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I
Well, I mean,
stopped,
it makes sense. What it's
and we're
doing
rubbing
is
it
just
on
compact.
every
Well, and it's
day.
going in there, you know, up to
Yes.
an inch deep into your lymph nodes.
They were
up here, you know,
also-
so it's-
Yeah,
There was an article that came out because I meant to message you actually and ask you that they said that whatever else they're actually adding into the like our deodorants is clogging our pores and stopping the actual toxins from coming out, and that there's some underarm bars that are like yours that allow that toxicity to still come out but still have that protection. And I meant to text you about that because
let
I
the
was
pheromones
like,
flow.
yeah. I wanted to know about that.
So with your sunscreen, you know, like we've known each other, and I can't wear sunscreen. I'll break out. My daughter breaks out. Has ever since she's a baby. My granddaughter. So I use it every single day, but what makes it different that I'm able to use that and I can't just use anybody else's? Because I can't use anybody
so that
else's.
that one's like so every, all these products have like a whole like personality to them, to me. They do, so the sunscreen's like the underdog. It's the one that I didn't think was gonna be like anything big or special, but I made it for my kid. Made it for my friend's baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's made with chocolate. It's loaded with raspberry seed, carrot seed. So those oils are like heavy and like
Interesting.
nice fatty acids, like nice. You know what I mean? It literally loves on your skin.
No.
So I made it for baby, and then one day it was the craziest thing. She was like, I've never put sunscreen on my face and it didn't burn my, like, you know what I mean? Like that's literally her words. She said every other sunscreen would burn my face, and then I was like, man, that's kind of thick. Like how do you? It goes a long way, right?
Yeah.
So, I was, I just didn't know how she did it. So I let a couple other ladies try it, and then I started putting it on, and now it's like 80% of my clients that use the sunscreen wear it as a SPF primer. So they replace like a moisturizer, a primer, and an SPF. Every day, just under makeup or without makeup.
Yeah.
And it doesn't break me out.
When,
it's so soft.
When we come back from commercial, I
Yeah.
need to find out a little more about that because of my pool in the backyard, and I've had lots of sun damage. So we'll be right back after this short break.
Hey, I'm Miss Cat Will from the Groovy Cats. Peace, love, and no pain. And y'all stay groovy.
Hi y'all, I'm Ashley, 2-for-1 pharmacist, Skyatook, Oklahoma. Plants not pills, opioids kill.
Hello, I'm Jenni from Oklahoma Native Roots. We like to educate before we medicate.
Hello, I'm Kimmie Cannabis, owner of Hair Sesh with Kim and Kimmie Cannabis Incorporated. I'm breaking stigmas.
We are Canna Talk About It. Like and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome back to Canna Talk About It. We're here with Feel This Line with Asma and Caleb. So, what do you guys got coming up?
Well, one thing, we've got a lot going on, right? So with COVID and everything, I really experienced, like, I took the product to market in an industry, like I said, moms aren't looking for sunscreen. So I pivoted to spas and stuff, but I'm doing that stuff like slowly with building relationships, right? So my experience in the industry and then my previous experience, we were both in the car business. So we've worked together ever since he got out of the military.
You guys could both kind of BS each other, couldn't you? Or you couldn't.
You're
like, I don't believe you. I don't believe you either. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
No, and the car business was pretty cool because I did all the fleet, so I had like all the truckers, construction guys, cops, like that FaceTime me, would cuss, all that, and then Caleb like took care of all of like senior citizen ladies and. He'd carry their purse, walk into the car, and I had no patience, right? So I dealt with all, I was just a shop girl, right? And so we did really, really good. Like, we focused on how we were good at it, and that's just what we did, right? Whenever I'd fight with my techs or whatever, Caleb wouldn't get involved. So we have this line between us where we don't intermingle what we're doing. So that's
boundaries.
That's how we
healthy
boundaries.
Yeah.
You need them.
Yeah.
So we took that experience. Back then I used to help rebuild, like I've helped rebuild a couple of service drives, right? And what I mean by that is we recruited right personalities. I helped with retention, upsells, customer service.
Okay.
Raising your reviews, building your Facebook, all that. So I sitting there one day, just struggling, praying, thinking, just all that, manifesting, and something told me to go look at my car business stuff, and I took a 2-page pamphlet and we built a whole program, and now we're offering it to the industry. I've got a couple dispensaries in line and a distributor. So what we are helping them do is, for the last few years since we went into the industry, it's been so cool. We've been loud, we've broken stigmas, all that, but now it's like time to really think of it as a business. How are you gonna how are you going to do the best that you can to make sure everybody walking in your door is leaving a review? make sure they bring somebody, that retention. And then when they come in, you know, my brand was a perfect R&D for that, because if the bud tender didn't have the education to upsell it, like, hey, you're going to lake, you may need some sunscreen. You need a pipe, you need papers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if they're not selling these things, that's an upsell item. You know what I mean? It's less than 2% of sales. How can we grow that margin? And that's what I'm doing now. We're white labeling, so I'm making soaps and bath bombs for somebody else.
Oh, nice.
I'm in
Nice.
between phases, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to finish the metal packaging. I want to go back. Okay, so you know spice jars with a wood.
Yeah.
So that's what the new packaging is going to be, and I'm going to wood burn Feel This on top, where people can actually feel the brand and feel what it stands for.
I love
So
it.
I'm like, you know, I'm dreaming, and
I
we're working
love
towards
it.
it. So,
Oh,
but
yeah.
we have to get income, right? And something that's in demand right now since COVID happened, customer service is like
Oh, yeah.
in all industries.
Yes.
In
In all industries. Yes.
So, you know, one thing led to another, and I was like, okay, this is in demand, zero overhead, we could travel, we could do it, let's do it. And now we're all in.
Oh, I can't
That's
wait
what
for
we're
all
doing.
of my clients
That's
to
what we're
feel
doing.
this.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So you guys, everything that we've talked about, we're gonna have everything in the links, comments, everything down below. Like, subscribe, definitely subscribe. We still got giveaways to give.
Yes.
Oh my gosh,
Yes.
hella
Please.
giveaways.
So like and subscribe, follow everybody's socials. We'll have all those links down below. Thank you guys
Thank you
so
so
much
much.
for
We
Thank you for
so
having
appreciate it.
us.
And we can't wait to see what all you guys are doing.
Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Yay.
Thank you.
Peace, love, and all that
Yes.
good stuff.
Bye.
Thank you.
See you next time.
Okay, LA, we legal now. Okay, to LA,